Hi Taurus, this is your self-love reading. Keep in mind that this is a general reading and this will not resonate for every single Taurus out there. So let's get started. As you can tell, Taurus, I already went and pulled a card for you guys to kind of get an understanding of what's really happening for my Tauruses, and the card that came up was perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. So I think for a lot of my Tauruses is perhaps even at a young age, it was not okay to make mistakes. You were taught that making mistakes was wrong, that you need to have things done a certain way in order to not only become what they would say perhaps like to become like I'm just sensing that in order for a lot of my Taurus, you could have had a parent in the past that could have been really big on perfectionism, or that could have been really big on certain things in their life that they rubbed it off on you. They made you have beliefs that you have to be a specific way in order to gain love, in order to be loved. For some of you guys, you might have been ashamed when you made mistakes because perhaps you could see the disappointment in your parents' face, their disapproval. For some of you guys could have really dealt with a person who not only treated you poorly, but also could have really hurt you guys, really put you guys in a position where you felt uncertain, where you felt like you couldn't really, like in order to be loved, you had to be a specific way. I am sensing for a lot of my Taurus that when you guys do make mistakes, you guys might beat yourself up for days. You guys could have an ability to be so afraid of how other people might view you that if you make a mistake at all, you beat yourself up for it, and perhaps maybe you take way longer to complete a project or to really do anything, to really put yourselves out there because you're so afraid of, oh no, this needs to be done, that has to be done. When really in reality, you don't have to be so nitpicking with yourself. You don't have to be harsh to yourself, Taurus, because what I think is happening for some of you guys is you're just there. I think you guys got perfectionism from perhaps a parent or somebody that you grew up with, or you're around people that maybe were even sloppy in some capacity, that you feel like you have to be more perfect. I just keep sensing that for some of you guys, you really feel like in order to be seen, in order to be really loved, in order to be really valued, you have to present yourself in such a way. And if you have children, you might have even pushed that on your children. It's because you want the best for yourself and those around you, and you expect nothing but the best. And for some of you, you guys really could have grown up in a home where if you made a mistake, I mean, like I said, you could have been punished for it. You could have been made fun of. I'm just sensing for a lot of my Tauruses is also a sense of tension. Like you're so afraid to really color outside the lines. You're really afraid to put yourself out there in any other way besides an airbrushed finish. Like you guys might be the type of person, if you were post something on social media, you might have taken a selfie like 50 times before ever posting it because you're so afraid of how other people might view you. And it's just because you believe that you have to, that's the only way to gain love. But what's really happening is perfection is actually non-existent. There is nothing out here in the entire world that is perfect in every way, shape, and form. The fact that we have that belief that things need to be perfect is what causes so much stress, not only within ourselves, but others around us, Because again, we put so much pressure on ourselves to be so perfect that what happens is we start to lose joy in life. We start to lose a sense of identity because we aren't perfect beings. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to be imperfect. We're here to love the parts of us that are not, maybe not even that glamorous, right? We have light and darkness in us. We are not just light beings. We are both. We are light and darkness. We have negative and positive. Mistakes are not really mistakes. That's just a label that we put on it. A mistake is a learning experience. It's something that we are seeing and viewing as, oh no, I made this mistake at work. Why did I do that? Well, perhaps you're just learning. Perhaps you're starting out. For some of you guys, I have a feeling that you are afraid to start a lot of things that you're not aware of because you're so afraid of making mistakes. I think you put yourselves in a box because you're so afraid of perhaps not having the things that you feel like you deserve, or that you think other people might judge you because maybe if you don't have the perfect house or the perfect kids or the perfect job or, the perfect body. It's almost like you have had an unrealistic expectation, Taurus, that a parent or some kind of authority figure has put upon you, and you are carrying it around as if it is your own, Taurus, when really it's not you. It's okay to make a mistake, because how do you know, for instance, if you think about it like this, you could think, oh, I made a mistake in a relationship. Maybe I cheated. Okay, let's just say this as an example, okay? Say you cheated, right? That's a mistake because maybe you really loved this person and you cheated on this person and now you feel terrible and you think it's a mistake, right? Well, maybe perhaps you cheating was that lesson to learning what was really meant for you, what was really making you happy, right? So you're having to learn to realize that mistakes are okay. That's a part of life. Even the richest of people, even the most, like, how many actors and actresses or how many famous people do you think make a mistake on a daily basis? Everyone. The fact that you are alive just proves that you are making a mistake consistently, because that's the part of life. We are here to learn what it is to grow and to learn, and that's what a mistake really is. And I just keep feeling like I had to keep saying that because I keep thinking that for some of you guys, it's almost like a survival instinct. Like, every time maybe that you've done something right, you would get praised for it. And every time you would do something considered wrong, you would get punished for it. And maybe because of that black and white thinking, that perhaps that was now inherited onto you, Taurus. And now you're having to learn to love your imperfections, having to learn to really love yourself, and having to really grow and expand. Because I really am feeling that for some of you guys, like, I keep thinking, like, there's something out there that you guys would love to do, Taurus, but because it's way out there, you might be too afraid to really go after it. You might be really too afraid to really try and achieve whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, because I just keep getting that sense of frustration, that sense of like there's just something that you're distracting yourself with. And for a lot of you guys, I just keep getting the sense of it's tiring. Isn't it so tiring to keep trying to be perfect all the time? Like, that has to be so exhausting, and that's what it feels like. For some of you guys, you might even be too afraid to even voice your opinion because you're afraid that maybe how others will perceive it. You have to learn, Taurus, to give yourself space to mess up. So my suggestion to those out there who are resonating with this so far, you can go into a room by yourself, pick up like an instrument or something, like try and do something that you've never done before that you think would be fun or interesting to learn, and try doing it. And every time you make a mistake, don't get frustrated, correct it and say, you know what? It's okay. Just breathe. And then try it again. When you make that mistake again, just breathe. Allow yourself to make that mistake. Give yourself space. And then if you get way too frustrated, walk away from it and come back later. But I feel like for some of you guys, you have to consistently work on that in order to really grow. So if you guys are too afraid to make mistakes in front of others, just do it behind closed doors and grow that way. Consistently just keep trying to reiterate and keep reprogramming. Because I'm sensing like for some of you guys, this was somebody else's program that they put onto you. And now you're having to learn to really grow and heal from that, Taurus. And so if you can give yourself space to stop trying to be like, just to give yourself that chance to really grow and expand, that will bring you guys a lot. That will make you guys, that will bring you guys a lot of fulfillment. Because I keep sensing that, like, again, whatever this is, there's something there that you just need to accept about yourself. So what we have here is I can do it, trust. In time of trouble, remember this: who you think you are cannot handle this challenge, but who you really are can and will. So whoever you think you really are, Taurus, it might not be the real you. Because perhaps you have a set of ideas or how you view somebody, and maybe now you're having to learn to really backpedal and really having to learn to grow and expand, right? So here we have, I am worthy of my own love. Write a love note to yourself. What is it that you most need or want to hear? So whatever it is that you want, because for some of you guys, I really was sensing that perfectionism was just a sense of trying to gain approval from not only your loved ones, but for those around you. And when you can really allow yourself to have that sense of love and to really have that sense of belief and trust in yourself, then that's really going to help you guys grow and expand. So we have, I let grace lead the way. Take the first step and you will be shown the next step. And the one after that, know that life, it will love you every step of the way. So just know that you are loved. Even when you make a mistake, it's okay. If you slip on the stair, pick yourself back up and start continuously walking. You got this, right? Only love is real. Whenever you're afraid, remember this: only love is real. Let love bless you, guide you, and inspire you. So that's something that you're having to really see. You're having to learn to love yourself and basically be your own parent. You have to try and change the parts of you that perhaps you've had programmed within yourself, right? You need to learn to, whatever it is that you feel like, because I keep getting this sense that you're just wanting approval from a specific parent, and this parent, no matter what you did, Taurus, it was never enough. And it was so frustrating. I'm sensing that frustration and that tension, and I'm getting like tense in my shoulders. For some of you guys, you could have shoulder pain or back pain, or I keep getting a pain in my neck or pain in my back. It just really feels like this is a burden that you're carrying, and it's not your burden, Taurus. It's whoever put that on you. So here we have friendliness. You're able to recognize traits in common with others in order to forgive love-based connections. So you're needing to learn that everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect, and that's okay. So really learning to just bypass those thoughts, those feelings. Really learning to have to reevaluate your thoughts, really reevaluate who you think you are as an individual. This is what's going to really help you guys move forward, really push yourselves to a whole new level, right? So we have release. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving force of the universe. So learn to release that part of you that feels the need to have to be perfect all the time. Because not only is that stressful for you, but other people around you. Think about it from this terms. If you're a parent now, right? And say your parent was always saying, oh, you need to be perfect all the time. Imagine that now you're doing that to your children. How do you think they feel just as bad as you felt, right? So you're having to see that not only can your parent, or perhaps this point of view that you have, it impacts you, but it also impacts others around you. So to really love those around you, you have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to let yourself make mistakes. You have to learn to let yourself really grow and expand. So we have empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. So really learning not only yourself, but other people. Because I am sensing for some of you guys could always be fixated on wanting to be perfect or having to have everything perfect, that you might even bypass people's emotions or even how they're feeling about the situation, because you could just be so fixated on this particular situation. So you're really having to learn to give yourself, again, that time, that love, that space. Forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made. Forgive yourself for the parts of you that you feel is unworthy of love. Because really, in reality, Taurus, everyone makes mistakes. Everybody's going to have some form of problems. Not everything is going to be the way you want it to be, but you can still find love. You can still find solace in whatever it is. So just learn to love the parts of you that you think are not perfect. Learn to love those parts of you, because everybody has that within themselves. Everybody has the ability to grow and expand. So that's what I have for my Tauruses. I hope that this resonates for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I wish you guys the bestest of luck. Thank you so much. Bye.